said there on that letter or that card, your support for me and my family through the years. We have had some interesting dialogues or arguments through the years in relation to our craft, but never felt threatened, never worried that I was going to get fired. And here at the end of your tenure, I haven't been fired, so I'm rejoicing. But very much appreciated your leadership, your patience, long-suffering, understanding, and willingness to stand for what you believe in. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks.
Well,
he's going to
we
cry.
actually first met Mike summer of 1994 in the mountains of Uzbekistan. He was there. The International Mission Board was having a meeting there, and so Mike came in as part of that. Mike was over finances at that point for the region, among other things. You're a business manager. And I was the treasurer for our field team there. And so he and I had a meeting about that. He tried to find about 30,000 that was missing or something like that. So that's how we met. But I just remember Mike, when Denise and I first started dating. And so Mike said, boy, it seems like you got the world in front of you. You know, you got this young woman that you both feel this calling to. And so anyway, that was our first meeting, and I think that was our only meeting until we got back in touch with Mike fall of 2008 when we were in Uzbekistan and we were looking to move to the States and connect to CIU. So Mike was the guy we got in touch with in order to start that conversation. So Mike, we really owe a lot to you as far as being our link with CIU and getting us here. And immediately when we hit the ground, Mike got us involved right in the middle of the school. In the middle of the college, he had us helping with some lectures. And then, I was working for CIU contract at that point. They weren't sure that they would hire anybody. So about the time that they were looking to hire me on full-time, Mike approached me one day after the faculty meeting and said, Keith, Denise have a master's? And I said, yeah. And he said, I think I might have a position for her. And why don't you say it? Your dream. Okay. What I'm trying to say with all this is that Mike has been really the main reason that we've gotten plugged into CIU and gotten into the places that we have. So I'll just stop by saying thank you very much, Mike. Thank you for getting me involved in teaching the business mission class with you. You've just been a key player in our whole part of our show with CIU, so we really appreciate it.
So the part that Keith left out, and you guys may have already all heard this story, but back when we were in Tashkent, before we even came, he'd asked me one day, we're thinking about moving back to America, and he said, so what do you dream about doing in America? And I said, honey, I've never dreamed of living in America my whole life, so. And so he was like, okay, Daddy, what do you dream? And I said to him, I said, I want to work in Mike Barnett's office, and I want to teach missions, and I want to do administrative stuff for him. And he laughed really hard, and he's like, well, what do you really want to do? And seriously, because everybody wants to do that. Everybody wants to teach missions and use their giftings and be, but you can't really do that, And so I came back, and I was substitute teaching at the kids' school, and that's what I needed to do. But as the year of our first year back was coming time to an end, and trying to figure out, okay, what is the next thing? And I just still had this. I love college students. I did college student ministry for overseas. I love students. I love overseas. And I didn't feel released from that call. I couldn't figure out why. And so then Keith called me one day, and he said, you'll never believe what just happened. My friend had just talked to him, or met him after a meeting and said, I think your wife does how to teach missions and do administrative stuff. I mean, just exactly what God had given me a vision for. And I hadn't worked in 15 years except as a subject teacher, and Mike took a risk of this person getting back in the working world, and she even do it, and I really appreciate that you initiated that and believed in me that I could actually work again and everything. we used to say we had all these skills. You guys all have all these skills, but they're not marketable in America. You know, people don't need to know how to pasteurize their own milk in America. They don't need to know how to speak food back. And you have all these skills that are not useful here, you know. And believe in me that there were some skills that they're so use, and I really appreciate it. It's been great learning.
I don't remember hearing that part of the story. Before y'all came back, you were even
We
thinking.
were in Tashkent, and I said, I want to work for my Barnett in his office, because I knew I wanted to do some student stuff, and I wanted to do some administrative stuff, and it was the Lord, he was way back.
God's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'll share now. I just finished my 19th year at CIU, and the one thing that jumps out at me being in a position like I'm in at CIU is I don't think there's 2 years that are like it's a job that every year, even if I've taught the same classes, it's different. It's always something new. There's always something happening. But if I looked over the breadth of time I've been here, I'd say without a doubt the last 5 or 6 years have been much more change, much more rapid things going on. And I don't know how much we're all aware of it, but obviously there was a lot of change in TEFL, TESOL, and challenges we faced. And I know for a fact that Mike was very much a protector in a lot of ways. I have kind of this vision that if we were in a foxhole, he would be the guy that would jump on a grenade. And I know for a fact that there were things that could have come on me, and Mike was sort of there, like, I don't know what you call it, kind of buffering, sort of as a in-between buffer. And I'm very thankful for that. I don't know anybody else at CIU that could have sort of maneuvered us through some of those challenges. We don't have to get into the details, but there were some challenges, and Mike was the right man for that moment. I remember when I met with Mike the first time, me and Lindsay, it's about maybe 5 or 6 years ago. We went up to your office there at Schuster, and it was like, we might start CICS. And I was like, hey, all right, maybe TEF will be in it. And at that point, it was like, I don't know what this journey's going to take us on. Well, it was one of these, but I don't know, maybe Mike, he was like on the ship and just sort of riding it and saying, just don't worry, we're going to get, I would just go and tell Mike, if I had issues and say, this is going on, and it was up to him to go and sort of stick his neck up and kind of take that kind of punches, and I was sort of in the background, not necessarily taking the punches Mike was, but I guess that's the mark of the leader. He was willing. So Ed, that'll be you now.
All done for time.
The dean is in a lot of ways
July,
take up the cross and take up the cross in a lot of ways. So very appreciative.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, we've been in some trenches.
Yeah, I don't think I've had as many things you've had.
I'm actually loving this.
Yeah, this is good. I have the final word, right?
I'll just say, I've thought about this a couple of times. We first met at breakfast at D&H Academic and at the ETS meeting, Evangelical Theological Society meeting in New Orleans. And so we met in New Orleans, and so I guess what happens there has to stay there.
That's what they say.
But I remember I saw your name tag. I said, "Oh, you're Mike Barnett. I'm using one of your books in a class I'm teaching," and then connected later that day, and then we went out and had some nice food, and I think we both had coffee and hung out. And so for me, when I look back, that was in the fall of 2009. You kind of became a mentor and a friend and a confidant back then, even before coming to CIU. And so it was, and even getting to come down and teach some and visit CIU, I thought, what a great place to serve and be. And so when I think about Mike and your influence for me, I think you're not a person who promotes yourself, but yet you happily promote what others are doing and others' successes. You celebrate that. Just even at the grill there, calling Joe Dr. Letexier. You're
Speaking with the grill, we got burgers on there. We should.
No, they're
Could be burnt
Those
off right
flames
now.
on.
what are those fire trucks do?
They know
but
us.
just as a good leader, seeing people's potential and even calling that. And so I think I like, in terms of leadership, you're an empower, and so you're not a micromanager, and that's a very freeing environment to be in, to go for things, to fail, to try some crazy things. And some of the changes you've talked about, I've dreamed about some of those things, and we've cooked some things, and so it's just been a joy to work with you, and I look forward to continuing to work with you as well. But it's that I was just thinking when you were talking, Chris, your arguments don't have to come to an end. So actually, they might get more interesting now.
Absolutely.
But when I came here, I was happy to be back on a team again. I wasn't able to be on a team that functioned together and worked together toward a common vision, and so it's been it was just a very freeing, liberating thing to be able to come back and join this team and so forth. And so that's all I have to say about that.
Thanks.
All right, we got some of the family here, though. I'm so glad you guys are here.
Yeah, that's cool that Michelle and Ben are here and get to hear some of this. We talk shop quite a bit.
Hear somebody else say it besides him. That's a joke.
We talk shop quite a bit as family, and so it's good for them to be here. We didn't plan it like that, but that's fine. My only regret, and people ask me, so why? First thing people say is because it's not normal. Unfortunately, it's not normal for people to kind of pass the baton of leadership at this point. I'm 62, so the first word is, "Gosh, I didn't think you were that old," And I said, "What do you mean?" "Well, you're retiring." "No, not retiring." "Oh, you're not retiring. Well, what are you going to do?" "Well, I'm going to teach. I'm going to be a professor again. I'm going to write and so forth." "So why did you stop? Why are you not going to be the dean?" "Well, actually, the guy who's going to be the dean is going to do a better job of deaning than I can do at this point in time in our life as a college, and I really believe that. My only regret is, I am a planner, and I guess we're not as far along as I had thought we would be, and so we still have some pretty tall mountains to climb. And I really mean that we have a great team, and Ed and I have worked really well through the long transition. Some people have been critical of the long transition. I think it's been good for everybody, the whole university, to see how that works. We still have some mountains to climb, some pretty tough mountains to climb. And so I was kind of in a perfect world, we wouldn't have as many tall mountains ahead of us as we do. But God is sovereign, He knows what He's doing, and so I'm ready to dig in as a professor again and as a team member again and help us overcome some of the challenges that we've got ahead. But our group, our colleges, we're dialed into the challenges. We're learning the online world in a new and better way. Ed is so much more qualified to lead us in that direction. And we're going to have to continue to learn how to capture our students and connect our students better. And you guys are going to lead us forward. Dave and I are going to sit back and be old professors a little bit. We've already talked. But anyway, it's been a real highlight for me in my journey to be able to lead this group, start this group and lead this group. And I'm just looking forward to what's ahead.
And start CICS.
Yeah, it's been a good time. And I'm looking forward to what we've got ahead. The TEFL thing, I just can't wait for it to just take off. So anyway, we've got a lot of work left to do, but I'm excited about the future. Thanks for your comments, your kind comments, and thanks for being a fun group to work with. And the kids as well. I've always enjoyed this time at the lake. I messed up this time, guys. I didn't have a tube for y'all. My bad. But
They had a need to. They can just drag them behind.
Yep.
Hey, we didn't think about that.
We just use that as a tube.
Make a ring, hold your feet.
so thank you for that. And thank you for the gift. Thank you for the gift. And
Would
Ben,
family or anyone else like to say anything?
I'm good.
This was nice. I mean, just being here, I guess getting to meet some of the people that we've heard names mentioned over the years. And anyways, y'all seem like a really, really cool group. And thanks for letting us be a part of y'all's hangout day. and we're really proud of our par, as Benton calls him, Pawpaw. So.
And we appreciate Cindy as well, and all the things that she's done behind the scenes and support.
Wow. Look at this cheering gallery over here.
All right. Who wants to go tubing?
Okay, let me get first before we go. Give me a hug.
All right. You went and saw the Gamecocks this year once or twice, didn't you? Yep.
And a couple haven't signed it.
Oh yeah, there's Trevor and Cashin, when they come back, will sign in there.
Do we take this home or does Denise carry this back to school?
Denise, would it be best for you to take this back to the office, or what do you? Okay.
Alright, let's get ready, come on.
Still have the lake park every year.
Oh, yes, of course.
No, I meant like I'm with them or you're with them. Okay.
But we need to be extremely careful. I don't want him to wipe out and be fearful of the